The objective is to grow the DC brand, to grow the DC characters, but also our job is to protect the DC brand. And that's what we're going to do.
It's Coffee Talk with SULABdul. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe now.
Wake up in the morning, eyes crusty, heavy yawning. My phone keep going off, so I shut off the alarm and then head into the kitchen to get the coffee brewing. French roast with French vanilla, my own French revolution. Next movement is to tune into Coffee Talk with Sil. My girl is starts to yap if I tell her she needs to chill. I hear enough of the yapping from all of these goofy shills. Plus I'm trying to be informed of whatever's the latest deal. For real.
What's up? This is sylabdul here for Coffee Talk. It's a spot where we talk about DCEU, occasional MCU, Star Wars, etc., and the business behind it. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. It's been a lot of DC news lately, man. It's like, man, when's the last time we talked about DC so much? And like, not just totally like boycott level. Shout out to everybody. Socks, I see you. Hamad, I saw you up there. Teledea, what's up? Yovik, Lev, Chad Snyderverse. Everybody here, man. Let's we're not gonna waste too much time today. It's something brewing. It's something brewing with DC. And oh man, we're gonna explain it. We're going to explain it as we go, y'all. Let's see who else we got here. Necron, what's up with you guys? Good Austin's in the chat. Hashtag cool table. Israel, Mr. J, Marcus Walker. I see y'all. Paula, Southbound, and Zeus. Let's get into as far as the links in the description. Patreon, you already know what we do. Project information, full interviews coming really soon, and some Alicia Nava content. Definitely after the Seattle trip, which is next week. It's going to be nuts. I'm going to do a lot more streams with Alicia. It's going to be really cool with our schedule at that time. Link in the description. Discord. That link's in the description as well. I'm going to be doing a lot of more updates. I promise. Coming soon for Discord. DC Snyder Facebook group. I dropped a little information earlier there. Anything I hear at DC, I kind of, if you're on Facebook, you may want to be, in that group. Link in the description. Follow me on IG, TikTok as well. Have information with that as well. What we saying in the chat here? We got Neo Sevens, Charles Austin, John Paul. What's up? Let's keep this going. I'm like, when's the show going to start? It's whenever I started, right? We got stream again. We're pushing the stream elements over super chat movement, but I do appreciate any support we get. Any kind of way, obviously, not going to get mad. But I do appreciate the support because it kind of cuts out YouTube a little bit out of the equation. So I know how that goes. Directly support the platform via PayPal through Stream Elements link. Links in the description. CASHAPP as well. Live audience gets a super chat option. The replay crew gets a super thanks option. Replay crew, y'all been killing that like lately. Like, shout out to the replay whenever y'all catch this. Much love and respect for that. What we got? Alexander was good. Savage back. Everybody filing in. Smash that like button as y'all coming in, right? 300 is the goal. We're getting real comfortable with these likes. Memberships level. Real quick. What are the memberships level? What do you get extra with that, right? It's a forecast into the future. Level 1 is Rogues level. That's DC. You get a forecast of what's coming up in the DCEU. Longtime members, they know that was the only level for a long time, right? And Mikey was dropping a lot of DC stuff. You see it coming to fruition right now. You're looking into the future. That's what the membership does with Mikey Sutton. Also, second level, Marvelous. You get not just DC, but also Marvel and Spider-Man news. Third level is Geek Streets level. You get all that was said below, plus some Star Wars news, and you get archived members live streams. Really cool stuff with that. We also have a step above that supporter collaborator level. I'm gonna be doing a new, I guess I'll announce this now. After I come back from Seattle, I'm doing a new Sil Nation show for the channel, and it's going to literally have people that's at that supporter collaborator level, like Zod, like Skywalker, like those that's been really supporting the platform. We're going to have a show, Sil Nation, and we're going to be on the panel. We're going to be talking about whatever. We're going to be the latest news. We're going to take audience questions, cool stuff. Sil Nation coming up. Again, that with that support level, I'm definitely going to get you on the panel for that. But also, I'm going to have open panel shows still. So it doesn't require you to be a member to be on the panel in the future. Just want to let y'all know that. But I appreciate the support for those who's been holding it down for a long time. Shout out to Speedy in the chat. What's good? Extended. We got Mikey. We're taking these L's. Friggy. What's good? Sammy, I see you. CY. So yeah, Sil, what do I call it? Sil Nation. Got too many acronyms. Sil Nation coming up real soon. That's strictly, again, that panel is strictly for that collaborator level. Those are my biggest supporters. And so I want to build a show really around them, probably like once a month. Everybody can't make it probably every time I do it, but I want to get a few of y'all, and we're going to do a show together, right? So it's going to be really cool. More details coming soon. Now, one person that's always on the panel with me Monday, Scoop Center with Mikey Sutton. That's the premiere show of this channel. I mean, we really, get a chance, to get Mikey's top 3 stories of the week, plus his reactions to, current news. Real cool stuff that's really helped the channel. And, so I always appreciate when we could do that. So Mondays. And then after Monday is Tuesday, I do a really cool recap just for Twitter Spaces. And the first trial run we did was amazing. I'm going to keep the group kind of small. It's limited spaces. So it's like 15 to 20 people right now. And we really break down what we talked about. Scoop Center, and for the whole week, we have a full interactive question and answer. Everyone kind of gets a chance to speak if they want to. I had a really good, fun time this past Tuesday, and we're going to do it again next Tuesday. All right. Let's see. Seattle next week. There's going to be live shows for like the whole week through the weekend. Amazing. So let's get to the topics here. Real quick. Keelar Petty. What do we mean by this? Well, let me pull this up on my end here. This is not like a major story, but I thought it was funny to share. Keelar, because I'm not trying to smear his name or say like, yes, he did fire the people that greenlit the Snyder Cut. Yes, he did. Keelar did that. And if that wasn't bad enough, he owes people some parting gifts, according to Claire Atkinson, who's I think one of the top, I guess, journalists for Business Insider, whatever. WBD staff, the holdovers from the former regime that's still there, were promised photo gifts from Jason Keelar, and they haven't got their gifts yet. And so they said there's some grumbling that they didn't get their gifts from Keelar. Pretty petty, Keelar. Is he mad because they shut down the CNN Plus when they told him not to launch CNN Plus? He still did. Somebody bitter, a little petty. Yeah, they didn't get their gifts, right? Whatever. I thought that was funny, but yeah, people try to defend Keelar all the time. He's not the one to defend. I promise you. He really isn't. How you gonna promise people gifts? I'm just saying. That's dirty. Real quick, this post kind of went crazy overnight. Oh man. Maybe I should blow this up a little bit, right? It looks probably small on y'all end. Let's see. All right. That should come across a little better. So first off, shout out to Kevin Smith. There's no shade on Kevin Smith. I want to make this very clear as I say this story of Kevin Smith. So yesterday, I was told I was told, yo, that canceled, DC Strange Adventures, HBO Max show, the old regime, Hamada was trying to pump out every character except like a proper Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, right? That's what the old regime was trying to do. And so amidst this became this series of Strange Adventures. Now, not a bad idea, right? And Kevin Smith, again, that's someone I've followed, his career forever, right? I still want to see his Nicolas Cage Superman just for the hype of it. So no shade on Kevin Smith. This is another example of like when I get information, I just put it out. I literally do. It's not about attacking no one. I'm not trying to put nobody on the spot. I was told yesterday, Kevin Smith's Bizarro episode. It had Bizarro in Metropolis, right? And in a sense, Bizarro got a chance to be the hero of Metropolis. But then I was told, for some reason, Superman and Lois, they weren't in Metropolis during that time. So it's like, okay, old regime, hide Superman, right? So if you're going to hide, this is my point that I want to make. If you're going to hide Superman, then just don't have him in the story at all, right? We've been through Shazam. We've been through Peacemaker, where, Superman's there, but is he really there? No one wants that. As far as DC fans that I know I don't want that. I don't want what Peacemaker did. If you show Superman, if you're going to do it. If not, then keep him out the story. And that's all I was saying. So when I reported this, they said, yo, basically, Kevin Smith's going to put a Superman in there, but you're not going to be able to see him. So I was like, oh, shit, like, here we go again, right? Another faceless Superman. And so that's why I made this post yesterday. I said, yo, Kevin Smith's Strange Adventure Bizarro episode was going to Peacemaker Soups. So I'm glad that was canceled. Just me personally. Now, no shot against Kevin Smith. I admire his work. And somehow it jumped on me. The bot's getting me with that. But and I said, thankfully, Zaslav wants us to see Superman. So I put the picture of Peacemaker. That was the point I was making, is no one's jiving with this hiding Superman stuff, man. Not cool. So I post this, just reporting what I hear. That's all I do. And let me go to the thread here. Lo and behold, a blue check mark Kevin Smith himself. So someone probably DM'd Kevin Smith. Look at this motherfucker. Look at some black guy over here trying to say you destroyed Superman. Say, get this motherfucker. I'm pretty sure that's how Kevin Smith got the message, right? Because me and Kevin Smith are not mutuals. I didn't tag him in this post at all. So, it probably got retweeted or someone, passed it to him, right? So Kevin Smith comes stomping in. Again, no shade. He said, yo, I see what you're saying. To be fair, that wasn't my idea as far as the Peacemaker Superman, right? Shadow Superman. He said, it wasn't my idea. Says Boots was the only option we were allowed, quote unquote, allowed as regards Superman. But that was more about what the studio and network envisioned the show to be a bunch of standalone stories launching their many other characters. Like, again, no hostility. I didn't feel no tension when he jumped in my mentions, right? He wasn't tagged. I wasn't trying to throw, I wasn't trying to destroy his name or anything like that. All right. I was just like, yo, this is just what I heard. So he jumped in and, he said what he had to say. And it's all good. It was all respect. I replied to him after that. I was like, much respect. You know what I'm saying? I know they handcuffed you, bro. I know, Kevin, right? This old regime, I've been following this old regime for years. So I know they wasn't going to let you do Superman. And you try to just do what you could, right? It's no hard feelings, right? But the engagement was crazy because he started answering everybody in this thread. So, we had a day with Kevin Smith. Pretty cool. But But again, no hard feelings. I don't want people, you know, and I would say shout out to the thread because it was nothing but respect. And, you know, my story was right. I just want to my story was correct that he hit Superman. But I meant no malice by that, and it's all good. And everyone in the thread, they kept it cool. So I was like, that's what's up. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Keep it cool. We're not trying to attack nobody. It's all good. Yeah, protect that brand, though, Kevin. That's all we're trying to say. Protect that brand. You know, it's all love. It's all love. So let me get to the next part here. Let's see. Before I do that, do I have another story? Oh, yeah. With WBD, real quick. And then I'll catch up on the super chats, anything that's in the queue right now. I kind of do it in sections. So I appreciate y'all being patient with that. WBD. What we talking about here? When I say they're real confident, I'm saying they're really confident. The CFO, Gunnar Wendels, who looks like a hitman, if you ever see his picture. I'm not going to pull it up now. This is Zaslav's right-hand man, the money guy. All right? Wendels. I talked about the compensation structure of Discovery before they even, you know, bought into Warner's to run Warner's. Their compensation structure, it remained the same after the takeover, that is based on stocks, high exec positions. Zaslav has a salary of $3 million when he was with Discovery, $3 million. He times it by 10 and got a bonus because the stocks was good with Discovery. So he ended up with a $30 million bonus on top of whatever stock options he had or whatever. It's about performance with Discovery. So they brought this over to Warner's, WBD now. How good will the stocks be? That determines their compensation. So the right-hand man is so confident in what they're going to do for Warner Films, you know, period, plus DC and everything involved, streaming. He bought $500,000 worth of stocks. Let alone the stocks he already has because he's a high-ranking. He's second in command. He put in $500,000 worth of stock. That's what he has now, on top of whatever he has already. Very confident in performance. Performance first. So as Zaslav said, we're not going to put a film out just to meet a quarter. You know, not for no quota bonus. No. Quality first. All right. And that was really cool to see. That was a big public vote of confidence by the CFO. So let's catch up what we have in the chamber here. Let's see. It's showing a couple super chats, so let me hit those up here. Again, and also shout out to those who supports via Stream Elements as well. The link is a pinned comment on YouTube, and it's in the descriptions as well. So let me run through this first wave here. Hold on, let me catch this L real quick. Let me give me a moment on this L. Focus on Cavill for about 30 seconds. You get some L's in the chat. Need a couple L's. I was losing power. I had to. L's in the chat. All right, I think we're good. The show's not shutting off. That's all good. All right. I had to reconstruct some things over here. All right, so Charles Roven was always the GOAT. Can't spell Sil without the L. Oh, my God. Oh man, that's why I catch so many. Can't spell it without the L. No, Charles Roven. Yo, I hope he's a part of this new committee that Zaslav is talking about. I mean, I think that would be dope. You know, we know him and DeLuca had a business relationship before. So we'll see. We will definitely see. We got Brandon Hayes. Josh is underwater. Brandon Hayes. You never living that down, bro. I love that. Hey, we got 270 in the building. Smash the like, subscribe if you're not. Trying to get to 300 likes. We're going to talk about this Flash. This is a development story with the Flash. We're going to get to it. It's a big story. By this weekend, it's going to be interesting. That's what I'll say with that. Brandon says they need to revamp Flash Aquaman 2 with major reshoots. Get the entire JL cast back. Call Zach for help. Start fresh. Go back to the tone of BVS, Zack Snyder Justice League. Rejig Black Adam and Shazam 2 to fit with everything. Well, it's too late for Black Adam, so I'll just let you know right now. let me break this to you. You're going to get the Black Adam they already did. That's not going to change in 2 months. But, you know, will they revamp Flash and Aquaman 2? Yes, I think they're in the process of doing that. I'll talk about that. The tone, and then Shazam 2, if they push it back, they probably could fix Shazam 2. We'll see. We'll see. But appreciate Brandon. Joss is underwater. Hayes. Boomerang says handful of hit pieces today saying Cavill's done. Oh, from who? I don't know who's saying this Cavill's done. Was offered a return by WB but rejected. That's an old story, actually. Trying to explain the reason for headless Superman. Morons. Yeah, Cavill's back. That's why I tell people online, like, yo, talk to me in October. I'm circling October. I'm really patient because, you know, I know where the information is coming from. So, you know, that is what it is. Hold on, let me do something real quick. Turn this ringer off. All right, we're good. Another L. We catching L's left and right today. What else we got? I think we got one more super chat we want to address. The Circle October, DC fans. If you're wondering, like, when, and, you know, Zaz have already cleared out the Flashpoint timeline. You remember when Mikey was trying to tell y'all what was coming? Zaz have canceled all that. All the stuff you thought wasn't sounding too good is canceled. Now, you know, what's going to happen now going forward? Well, we'll talk about it. Skywalker, the Jedi, says, you know you popping when Kevin Smith in your replies trying to cop a plea. Still Nation is strong. Search your feelings. You know it be true. Shout out to Skywalker, the Jedi. Bro, yeah, it's like, and it was no hate. Like, you know, again, Kevin Smith, you know, I'm not on Kevin Smith's radar, right? But that report touched him. And I didn't mean no harm. Meant no harm by it. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Shout out to the support. I got an L for that too. Hashtag L for that hashtag cool table. You already know. Let's get to the next topic I want to touch on here. This may I almost hate to say this only because I'm not trying to get no back and forth for like the Flash account or all these people that's trying to gatekeep the Flash information on social media. You know, it's going to be real interesting this weekend what they have to say about the Flash. Let's see. Let me send this message real quick. It's going to get real interesting. But it's not about, I'm not trying to go at the Flash account, Flash film account. You know, that's not what it's about. I'm just trying to put out the information, just like with Kevin Smith. You know, it wasn't going at him. I'm not trying to go at Ezra with this situation as well, too. But I do want to read something for y'all. Now, y'all know here, even if the outlet seems kind of shady, if the information is correct, I am going to, report that. So what do we mean by this? What do we mean? Now, yes, this is Trolling Stone, Stolen Stone, however you want to call it. This is them. And I have the report. I actually want to read this to y'all. Now, I'm only giving this report credence because I heard from an independent source who's really been guiding me with a lot of Ezra Miller information up to this point. Like, y'all know me. If I'm not feeling, if this is, with confirmation specialists, right? So me and Mikey have been doing. If this was false, I will go right at Rolling Stones right now. But because I heard from an independent source of this situation, they told me about this 2 days ago. And because I know a lot of my viewers, and even myself, I'm a fan of Ezra Miller. I think they're a wonderful performer, actor. But, facts are facts, okay? Facts are facts. We can't live in this dreamland with this, like Ezra's not making bad decisions. Now, I'm going to kind of hold my personal opinion. I'm just going to go off of, what's reported, okay? So, according to Rolling Stones, now first, I'll say it before this. Now, again, we got Cameron in the chat. You have no way of confirming if this is true or not. Now, I do, and I have. So it's real easy because you're a fan of something to just deny anything that you see. I'm saying relax for a moment and realize I got this from an independent source before the story came out. I decided not to run it, but obviously Rolling Stones will. And what I'm saying is there's credence to what they're saying right here. This is what I'm saying. And if you've watched my channel more than 1 week, you know if I have a problem with Trolling Stone, I will go at them. So let's not get too emotional and let's just listen. All right, so let's see. Now I say that I preface it with this. First up, we got 275 in the chat. Smash the like button, subscribe if you're not. We're just trying to give you all the facts. So the other day, the report of the, when Ezra, they reported in May where Ezra stole a couple beers or just borrowed a couple beers from one of his friends. Like, it wasn't a big deal, but they made it a big deal, right? That was one thing. But amidst that story, I was like, man, Ezra can't be in rehab because he's out there stealing beers, right? But then that story was from May, right? So I was like, okay, no, I stand corrected. That was from May. Now, early July, I have receipts that Ezra was not in rehab early July. Now, I talked about that, and, that is what it is. But I'll just say some people kind of pushed back and said, no, they heard Ezra was in rehab. I said, okay, you know what? I'm not going to make this a back and forth because we're all fans of the same thing here. If you're hearing Ezra's in rehab, go ahead. Rock on, bro. Rock on. That same night, the sources that I have that is pretty close to Ezra or can reach Ezra, they was like, no, Ezra's not in rehab. I was like, you know what? I'm going to let them run. I'm just going to let them run this story. I'm going to let them say this on Twitter that Ezra's in rehab, and I'm not going to touch it. I just say I hope it's true. But I was told emphatically it wasn't true 2 days ago. So okay, I'm gonna leave it alone, right? Then Rolling Stones ran this story, the same story I heard a couple of days ago, proving to me that Ezra was not in rehab. So let me read this here. I got the story on a separate screen here. So let's see. Where am I at here? Okay. Another L. All right. Vermont officials. That's funny. I got like another update as soon as I look down. Ezra, first of all, he's in Vermont right now. Is it Vermont? Is that the farm? If someone may could fill me in on that, maybe where the farm is at. Let's see. Hold on, I'm getting like a message. I'm sorry. I apologize. Okay. And like, again, this is what I'm going to say. So in Vermont's a farm. Okay, so shout out to David. I'm not going to say exactly what's right here. I want to just read the report because I just got like an update. It's like, we're going to let this ride. But in Vermont, they tried to serve papers because of the lady and the kids that was in Ezra's property. That whole story that went on a couple weeks ago, last month or whatever. They were trying to serve her papers. They went to Vermont to the farm because they heard she was there over this past weekend. And lo and behold, Ezra's at the farm, not at rehab. Okay? But yesterday they kept saying Ezra's in rehab. It's not about the innocent. I'm not even talking about the innocent and guilt part here. I'm saying people close to Ezra, it's saying, Ezra could use some treatment, some rehab. That's what it is. Is every charge being said about Ezra true? Nah, I don't think. I'm not going to, it's innocent before proven guilty. But we do know there's some behavioral issues. And Ezra's kind of chilling on the farm. So that's one thing. Ezra's now on the run, because that was a terrible lie people are still saying. Ezra's now on the run, not ducking officials. He's been talking to officials probably the last couple of months. So that's not the case. They served him papers to go to court, what, September? For taking a couple beers. So they went to serve papers to the young lady. And they're saying Ezra Miller shielding the whereabouts of her and the 3 kids, according to them. Now, is that true? We don't know if Ezra's shielding, if he's hiding them, if they're hiding them or whatever. It says here, police are looking to locate 25-year-old mother and her 3 young children. Now, they don't say her name, but we know who she is. I know David John Lincoln knows who she is. If you saw his channel, you knew exactly who we're talking about right here. 25-year-old mother, her 3 young children who have been living at Ezra Miller's Vermont farm. With officials citing concern that Ezra is shielding their whereabouts. Over this past weekend, Vermont State Police repeatedly attempted to serve the mother an emergency care order that demanded the children's removal from her care as part of the baby daddy, right? In the home because of fear of safety, allegedly. We don't know, but that's alleged. Ezra was there each time. So multiple times they went to his property, his farm, and Ezra was there, not in rehab. Okay? Just want to make this clear. We just deal with facts here. That's how I know, again, the OGs know. Y'all, some people wasn't here for the bourbon. And I get it. I don't just rock in some, fairy tale land, but I just hear what I want. I'm just saying. Multiple times they went to the farm, but you got accounts on Twitter trying to tell you Ezra was in rehab the whole time. Okay. Multiple times. Okay. Where did I pick up at here? And they said that the local official said Ezra claimed the family hasn't lived there in months. Now, I'm not even going to touch that because I don't want to make this bigger than what it needs to be. But Ezra's claiming they weren't there for months. Okay. And the local officials, they think Ezra's trying to evade the service, to provide this order. Okay. During one of these visits, several visits, to find the mother, Ezra was served a citation for burglary charge for allegedly breaking into the house for the May charges. Ezra is not in rehab. Okay. That's my point I'm trying to make right now. Now, I was told this a while ago, and I said I had receipts with that. And I'm still not going to try to, make this like a big thing with Ezra or trying to attack Ezra. What I'm saying is that let's just deal with the facts. And it's all about the sources. Maybe someone's hearing Ezra's in rehab, that's been debunked now, right? And so all I call for is, first off, if Ezra Miller has a PR team, they should be fired. Now, I did learn that Ezra really doesn't have a PR team now. So I've confirmed that Ezra doesn't have a PR team. So the people around Ezra in this farm needs to really encourage Ezra to get a PR team. So that's that. This talk that Ezra's in rehab, that's not true. Okay. Now, as fans of Ezra's work, we want Ezra to be in rehab. We want them to get help. And that's the end of the matter. But just with this here, I think it's pretty proven true. That they're not in rehab. They're not in rehab, Cameron. Just kind of face it at this point, okay? Like just face it. Yeah. I know we want to make excuses for people we're fans of, and I get it. And I'm gonna leave it at that because I know there's some, there could be some hurt feelings with that report. But that's what came across today, so I just wanted to touch on that. So let's keep going. Let's keep going here. But I only say that because people try to refute what I was saying the other day, and I got got screenshots and everything. Like in July, Ezra was not in rehab, and they're not now. I know people that's been through rehab, and they take your phone. I mean, again, I don't know if people are familiar with like what rehab is, but okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. Shout out to Mike for that Stream Elements support. Again, Stream Elements over Super Chats if possible, but it's all good either way. It says, I wonder why the report came out recently about Black Adam having a new post-credit scene that was shown in July. Makes me wonder, well, Mike, I talked to a few people that saw that screening in June. It had a placeholder. So let's clear this up now. The very, very, very first screen of Black Adam, as soon as Zaslav came into the office, this was what, late spring of this year. There was no post-credit scene the first time. Then after some reshoots in the summer, a couple months ago, there was a placeholder of a post-credit scene. The first screening of Black Adam didn't have Amanda Waller. The summer post-credit or just summer screening, people claim to see Amanda Waller. So that was the reshoots, right? So basically, they're kind of hiding, what they're trying to show. Circle October. We'll talk more about this in October. How about that? How about that? And again, this is not, again, to, hurt anybody's feelings with the Ezra Miller situation. It's just, let's deal with the facts. Let's deal with the facts. Let's see. We're delusional because I talked to someone that can call Ezra right now, and they told me all this. That's delusional. Okay. Hey man, it's okay being fans of stuff, Cameron. You can have you rehabbed at your house before, Cameron? Just saying. All right. Interesting. So let's move on. Let's move on to the next topic here. Woo-wee. Truth hurts. I know, man. That's why I didn't run the story, because I know that's going to hurt somebody's feelings, like Cameron. Snyderverse timeline concerns. Snyderverse timeline concerns. So I wanted to follow up on this only because, when I did the initial report, and people was like, Snyderverse timeline, like what's really going on? And they took it and imaginations ran wild, right? Imaginations ran wild. They said, the whole Snyderverse is back. Zach's going to direct everything. The whole slate. This is where I go. This is my go-to. Anytime people are like, restore the Snyderverse. Some people are thinking this. The whole slate, bring it all back. Same order, everything. Rick Famuyiwa, do the Flash. I wish, right? But that's not what's happening, right? Snyderverse timeline. Now, is there a happy medium? Now, you got some OGs in the Snyderverse community. They don't like hearing this, right? They don't like hearing that, they're continuing the arc, and it's going to be other directors likely, doing some of these films, but the team up film, will be for Zack Snyder. That's just what I was, led to believe. That's what I reported. So the concern is, are they going to mess up Zack's story? And I just want to kind of put this to bed here, and I'm not going to really bring this up anymore going forward. Snyderverse timeline concerns. It's about Superman. It's the same Superman you saw at the end of the Snyder Cut. Same Batman, Cyborg, etc. Flash. Muschietti already shot the footage of the same Flash you saw at the end of the Snyder Cut. All right? Will be a little different tone to it. Doesn't mean the Snyderverse, the same timeline. All right? And I just want to make this very clear going forward. When we say Snyderverse timeline, they're taking Snyder Cut as canon. And that's it, y'all. All right? That's it. It's nothing to worry or wrap your mind around or say, oh, they're going to ruin Zack's film. Zack's going to do his thing when it's time for Zack to be free and do the team-up film. All right? So I just want to make that clear going forward with that. And I probably shouldn't have to explain that again, right? So let's get to, let's see. All right, let's catch up. It was an interesting article I wanted to share with y'all. Y'all probably already read it. And last night, everyone was sharing this THR article. All right. Y'all know THR is my go-to. If I'm going to go to a trade, not that I trust every trade, but if I'm going to go to one, I'll probably go to THR. All right. Because you got the great Kim Masters who writes for them. And also Aaron Couch and Boris Kidd is not too bad either. DC Films Reset adds more confusion to the slate. But it's not confusing to me. Zaslav is saving DCEU. When we say Snyderverse timeline, that's only because that's the way I translated it. That just became a term now. So that's pretty cool, I guess. I should trademark that. But Mikey said, yeah, Snyderverse timeline or DCEU timeline is how Zaslav sees it. Cool. So what are we saying here? Booty verse in the chat. Says, after Zaslav shelved Batgirl, declared a new 10-year plan is in the works, the future of the comic book powerhouse is less clear than it has been in years. It's one of my favorite Batman gifts right there. We've done a reset. That's how Zaslav described DC. Really, it was the business side structurally. Yeah, we know. After he shelved Batgirl, said that now the team will create a 10-year plan for DC, although who's on that team is unclear. Well, yeah, I mean, they'll unveil it pretty soon. Zaslav took digs at former Warner Media CEO Keelar's strategy of developing straight-to-streaming films. Zaslav says, we're going to focus on quality. We're not going to release any film before it's ready. DC is something we can make better. Zaslav hates Keelar. I don't know if people realize that yet. Like, he's trying to undo everything Keelar did. I promise y'all. Any super chats that come in, I will pick those up right after I get through this article. So appreciate the super chats or the stream elements as well. We'll pick it up right after this segment here. Much love. The remarks were not well received inside DC, according to multiple insiders who use the same word to describe members of the film division. They're pissed. We're talking about Walter Hamada. The president of DC Films nearly exited after learning of the shelving of Batgirl. So how are you the president of DC, but then someone else canceled your project? You must not have a lot of power, Hamada. I'm just saying. They convinced Hamada to stay at least to October 21st to get his points from Black Adam. We know how this goes. Plus, his contract's going to be in right after that. Yeah. Interesting. Now, this is the quote that everyone's, the screenshot everyone's showing on social media. That test screening of Black Adam in June included a new post-credit scene introducing a new element to Johnson's place in the DC universe, to Black Adam's place, right? The Black Adam universe. What's crossing over with the Black Adam universe? Now, this is what I would say, because a lot more is going to be revealed about Black Adam. I promise y'all, when we get to October, there's some time-sensitive stuff. I can't really talk about a lot yet. I got to wait till closer to the release. We'll talk about Black Adam. But if people think this new element is like the Amanda Waller's Suicide Squad thing, I'm just going to let you know the first screening in late spring had the Suicide Squad element already. So that's not what this is talking about. Oh, it's Amanda Waller. No, it's something bigger. Okay. Yeah. Let's move on from there. Before Warner sold to Discovery, Hamada was gearing up to release 3 or 4 films a year. We really don't care about Hamada. I'm going to skip that part. But it says here, Hamada's plans was said to have included a Crisis on Infinite Earths event. Now, this is interesting. And we're going to touch on Mikey's article right after this, too. He covered this. Crisis event. Let's see if I got an update or something. It's so funny. Before DC Fandom, before Jim Lee was teasing a Crisis event that for some reason they bleeped out at the last Fandom, because that was after the merger was announced. They were slowly behind the scenes kind of telling, we're not going to do that Crisis event. Now, before, what was that, November last year of Fandom, Mikey was telling you members about this Crisis event before Jim Lee said anything about it. Very interesting. But as you see, it's a fluid situation. Very fluid situation, going forward with that. So this is the point. It was Hamada's idea. Now you hear just think back this past month or two. You hear all these shields saying, yeah, I could see a Crisis event. You see what their sources, they're talking about Crisis on Infinite Earth. When you over here in Seal Nation or the Mikeyverse, we're talking about Final Crisis, Crisis Turkey. That's what we're talking about. That's the difference between us and them. They got Hamada sources, and Hamada's about to be out the door in about 2 months. About 2 months and about 2 weeks. He's going to be out the door, right? So that was the mix-up. It's like, what Crisis event? What are we talking about? Now, I will say, I did hear Black Adam was all, before the merger and everything that's going through, Black Adam would have been a part of this Crisis event. Now, of course, that's something I think Mikey revealed to us also. Interesting. We got 320 in the chat. Smash the like, subscribe if you're not. We talking about these canceled Hamada projects, and I got a little information about the Flash. And I'm going to have a whole lot more information this weekend. Oh, my goodness. It's getting crazy. Again, anyone that sent any super chats or stream elements, just hold off for a moment. I'll definitely catch up on all the messages as soon as I get through this article. Appreciate it. So Crisis on Infinite Earths, shelved. All right. Now, okay, what was Hamada going to do with that? And Mikey, you could definitely chime in the chat, because I love when Mikey's here if he could correct me if I'm wrong. I love it. And this Crisis event, they was throwing everything against the wall. They was trying to repeat what CW did. Like Berlanti did a Crisis event. Now it was more. It wasn't a total hit. It was a lot of miss with it, but not totally miss on the CW Crisis event. But Hamada was like, oh, I could do that. Let's do that. That's what Hamada was thinking. What Berlanti did on CW, he wanted to do that. theatrically. So you was going to have, like I said, Black Adam was going to play a part in this. You was going to have your new rebooted league, right? They probably would have recast Cavill by the time this came out. You probably would have had Pattinson, a part of this as well too. It was literally, you talking about spaghetti verse, the throwing it all against the wall to see what sticks. That's literally what this crisis event was going to be. And I'll lead it up to Mikey because he had a lot of details with that. And Mikey, I've never released that video now. We have a members video, Mikey. Last year, you was talking about crisis, or earlier this year. That'll be really fun to listen to now, right? After this is confirmed now. So interesting stuff. The point is, it was all bad ideas with that crisis. And he may have mixed in the CW, Mikey. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Further, Mata was talking about doing the Secret Six, a villain team that is in the comics have been a Suicide Squad antagonist. So this was another idea Mikey dropped, I think, last fall, that he was hearing about Secret Six. So this was like Hamada's plan. So, again, we give you everything, whatever we're hearing. Now, those ideas don't seem to be happening. The crisis event definitely is not happening. Not Crisis on Infinite Earths. No, that's not happening. And Ben Affleck's not back for that. He's back for something better. Secret Six doesn't seem to be happening now. They said, but more concretely, because you see, those other projects ain't happening. But a little more substance to it was the Supergirl project, which I reported it was shelved indefinitely. I still think they're going to use Sasha Kaye. I still think after whatever they figure out in this 10-year plan, they're going to reinsert her. Because a part of my report, my actual scoop of Supergirl was not that canceled like Batgirl. You're probably not going to see Leslie Grace anymore in DC. That's just what it is. But Sasha Kaye, I think you're going to see her again, and they still could do her project in the proper timeline. So keep that in mind. Green Lantern's Corps, as far as the film, the theatrical film, Mikey members, y'all know a lot about that right now. Static Shock. That's the Michael B. Jordan produced project by Outlier Productions. I still think that's going to happen. But then you got the Black Superman film. Now it says development has slowed with none of these features attaching directors. So there's a question mark. Now, Supergirl, that's not happening. Not now. Not for now. They could possibly do a production next year. That was the last part of my scoop of Supergirl. When they find a proper timeline, they could still do the Sasha Kaye project. Green Lantern series ain't going to happen until 2024. Static Shock, we'll see. Black Superman, I don't think that's happening. Catch up with the chat here. No one is safe. Remember the bourbon? Crazy. Crazy. All right. Let's continue here. Now you got a few people that got the safe pass because everything we talked about so far probably ain't gonna make it. That's a shame if Static Shock doesn't happen. But again, if the development hasn't got there where Zaslav wants it, it's not going to happen. That's a shame. That's a project I would like to see. Static Shock. And I think we'll get some Green Lantern. Black Superman, I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's happening. It says here, James Gunn got some assurances, multiple projects, including season 2 of Peacemaker. We know that's going forward. Blue Beetle says on track for August 2023 release date, but we'll see. Batgirl was on track. We saw what happened. All I'm saying with Blue Beetle, Zaza wants to see that first cut. If the first cut is workable, then you'll see Blue Beetle. If it's some hot trash, you're not going to see Blue Beetle. After Batgirl was canceled, observers have feared for the project, for the Blue Beetle. Because one time it was slated for HBO Max. Listen to this. This is Blue Beetle. I don't know what the production cost is for Blue Beetle, but it was first slated to be an HBO Max film. Straight to HBO Max. just like Batgirl. And then it was moved to theatrical. Is this another $70 to $90 million project, Blue Beetle, that's not going to really cut it for theatrical? Keep your eye on that. Blue Beetle is not safe, y'all, okay? Blue Beetle is not safe. I hope it happens, but it's just not safe. The studio's full steam on the Joker sequel, Lady Gaga. Looking forward to that. Zero Static Shock. There's not a lot of details with that because it's still in development. Enough people are not attached to it. So I don't know. I don't know if Static Shock's going to make it. Blue Beetle has an August 2023 release date. Doesn't mean it's coming out. And if it looks cheap for theaters, it's not going to come out. That's just the reality. That's why Batgirl didn't make it. That is what it is. Let's see here. Okay, so Zaslav talked about Black Adam, Aquaman, Flash, saying we've seen all these films. We think they're terrific. That's what Zaslav was saying. We think we can make them even better. I'll talk about Flash in a moment. They're working on Aquaman 2 right now. Black Adam, that's set to go. So the optics were not good, according to people, is with the Batgirl, because of the Latina Leslie Grace. They tried to make this some kind of political thing. No, Zaz is about the money. People need to calm down, making everything political. Just saying. I guess I'll go to the Flash after this because they keep bringing it up. It says, work has kept up on the Flash, which has been testing well. Ezra participated in regular scheduled additional photography over the summer, apparently without incident, before being charged with burglary. The third arrest this year on August 7th in Vermont. So again, right there, they served Ezra in Vermont. Yeah, okay. Still, neither DC nor Zaslav has indicated the film will move from its June 23 release date, though insiders say the studio is evaluating all options. So let's get to the Flash topic then, since that's kind of come up a lot right there. First off, it does confirm that there were early summer reshoots. I was told early June, so I stand by that report. Oh, we got 3:30 in the chat. Smash the like, subscribe if you're not. We're going to talk about Flash right now, actually. Let's talk about Flash right now, and I'll hit the super chats, then we'll talk about Flash. But then we got Mikey's article that we're going to touch on. Let's talk about the Flash. So like I said, first it confirms those reshoots that I talked about, and people's like, "Well, that's not fair. Can you claim that as a reshoot or as a scoop?" People, they do test screens all the time, then they do additional photography. That's not really a scoop. Well, my scoop on that was not just that a reshoot happened, but who was on set. So the channel's a receipt with that. So, I got to try a little harder on that one. I know I couldn't explain that Batfleck and Aquaman. Y'all got real quiet. Now y'all want to start kind of chirping a little bit with these reshoots, but I got something for y'all this weekend. All right. But as far as the reshoots, that's been confirmed, right? My story is confirmed with that. More to come. But what's going on now? What's going on now with the Flash? They want to keep making it better, right? That's what, was being said. We're going to talk about that in a moment, actually. Let me get this. Let's get Real Talk's message here. In other words, it's like Marvel using Russo brothers' timeline, but have different directors. Thank you. That's exactly what the Snyderverse timeline or the DCEU timeline. It's just Snyder Cut's canon. That's all it means. That's all it means. And whatever characters was in there, if you do another story, you're branching off of what happened in the Snyder Cut, right? So, I thought it was very clear, but I understand. People have their feelings about stuff. Let's see. We had another one. Here we go. Act 2 says, see you October. Hope is coming. Great job. Keep going from France. Shout out to France. Much love to France. Yes, Circle October. That's going to be, I think, a good month for DC fans for probably a couple reasons, right? Probably a couple reasons. Circle October. What's coming next? What's happening? Let's get to October. And I think we'll have, something to be excited about. Let's see. I think I had one more. I think it was one more super chat that I missed. Or it wasn't. It was just an L. Just an L I was looking for. Okay. Yeah, just an L. Okay. Shout out to you. L's in the chat. All right. So the Flash, the Flash project. So again, they confirmed the reshoots, right? That happened early summer. What I'm going to say now is kind of leading to what's going to happen this weekend, because I think there's going to be some interesting details I'm going to give y'all this weekend about the Flash. It's almost like it's time right now, like they want us to be talking about DC with the Flash project. They want still some excitement around it. Sort of like, okay, after Comic-Con, you see what happened at, what was Mikey call it, Sad DC? After DC at Comic-Con, how like it was, mid-level excitement for Black Adam, because they're just like, well, where's Superman? And it was like a letdown, right? Shazam came out earlier. It was like no buzz at all for Shazam. The biggest thing people talked about with Shazam was that did they use Snyder Cut footage or not in the trailer. That was the biggest conversation with Shazam. That's not what you want for that film. Well, who knows if they will push that back. We'll see. But that following week, the hype came back to DC because it leaked out that Ben Affleck was on set for Aquaman 2. So all of a sudden, Aquaman 2 stock goes up. People are excited now. And again, a part of my same scoop was that Mera, the Mera character, was part of the reshoots. I cannot confirm if Amber Heard was not there or not, right? But excitement came to Aquaman 2 like they've never had the entire production. So I'm led to believe they want the same thing with the Flash. They want excitement back. They hid the last reshoots. They're going to work on the Flash again. Now, before I get to that point, what do we think is going on with the Flash? Now, I had a Spaces earlier, and I didn't record it, so I apologize. Those on Twitter. I kind of said this. I'll say it again here. The Flash film, we already know. Zaslav committed to releasing the film. He said this to his investors, on the earnings call. So the film's coming out, and it looks like they definitely want to get this out next summer. So the question is, okay, where are they going to fit? Is Ezra Miller going to be in it? I'm starting to believe, I have not been told this directly, I'm just believing that they're going to release this cut with Ezra Miller. Why do I say that? That Ben Kingsley film, Dollyland, is coming out next month at the Toronto Film Festival. I talked about this before. Ezra Miller is a supporting role, so not leading role like Flash, but supporting role in the film. When they announced the film's coming out next month, the Dollyland film with Ezra Miller as a supporting role, they didn't mention Ezra at all. There's like, oh, the film's coming out, Ben Kingsley, everyone else in it. I just theorized maybe that's how Zaslav is going to do this. Maybe that's how Zaslav is going to do this. Let's just release this and not even talk about Ezra. Press tour, get Keaton, Ben Affleck, up-and-comer Sasha Kaye. Let's talk about the film. Put it out. If Ezra's not ready to come back after that, we can move on. In fact, let's make it where after the Flash film, and Mikey said this before, you probably won't see the Flash character until the JL2 team up. So if you need to recast, it's going to be up to Zack Snyder if you need to recast. So that's Zaz's way out of this. Like, I could duck the press. Also, Ezra Miller's not like this big star, right? I'm a fan. Ezra's very talented. We know this, but you could literally just say the Flash starred Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck and get away with it, right? No one's gonna be clamoring like, "Well, where's Ezra Miller at?" We will, because we're so aware, right? With the film community, geek community, general audience, they don't even know about this whole situation with Ezra Miller. Not the general audience, no, they don't know. So that's another reason why Zaslav could get away with releasing this film with Ezra Miller. Plus, on top of that, I was told by at least 2 people that know the script of The Flash is that if you reshoot Ezra Miller's parts in this film, if you're committed to releasing this no matter what, you know what I'm saying, it's off the table, shelving this. The Flash is coming out, okay? If you want to do the Eric Stoltz approach that we always talked about, where Marty McFly, you switch him out, redo his parts. They said since Ezra's literally in every scene of this film, and also, spoiler alert, he plays 3 different Barrys. Sorry. You have to do an entirely different film. And so I think that's out of the question for Zaslav to do an entirely different film. So I think the Ezra footage is staying. It's coming out. Hide Ezra in the press. Get this film out and move on. So that's my opinion with that. Now, as far as it seems like they're still wanting to fix this film. Seems like they still want to fix this film, and that's kind of the chatter, and that's what we're talking about going forward into this weekend. So let the speculation begin, because I think they want these feelers out there for the DC community, sort of like when they talked about with the Ben Affleck and Aquaman 2. You know how the internet responded to that. It was an overwhelming success for DC. They want us to be talking about DC right now. And that hype that they got with Aquaman 2, all I'm saying is that it'd probably be nice for them if they get that same hype for Flash, if you heard of some kind of improvement with the Flash film. So let the speculation begin. What do we think they could do to fix this film? And it's going to be speculation for probably a couple of days, because this weekend, I'm going to have something pretty concrete to tell you about how they're going to fix this film. It's just not time right now to talk about it. But Zaslav, he said to y'all already, he's trying to make these films better. Yeah. Cavill, that'd be great, right? I don't know, Mike, did you hear about something with Cavill? Because that'd be great. That'd be great. Like, what could they do to fix this film? If Ezra's staying, let's assume Ezra's staying in the film, because I don't believe there's any way they could reshoot an entire film. All right. Take the DC brand. Fandom, is that still a thing? The only rumor I heard is it's supposed to still happen. We'll see. I think we'll know by October. October is a good month for a DC fan, I feel. We got Zeus with that Scoop Center badge. and you think he don't know about Zach? Come on. Right on. Thomas Wayne. You think they're gonna put Thomas Wayne in the film? Erica, what are we talking about? October? I'm gonna do Mikey's article. That's the last thing I'm gonna do after this, but it's time for speculation. Like, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do in this Flash film? Because they are committed to fixing it. I promise I'll have more details, more direct details this weekend, because it's just like that's when I can talk about it. And I think it's gonna be very interesting. Ray Fisher. Ooh. Mikey said Cavill. I think all the above, right? Let's do all that. Swap the Barry Allen at the end. Oh, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. If we got Cavill, We got 330 in the chat. Smash the like. Oh, we got 200. Oh, shout out to y'all. Y'all already got me 200 likes. I was about to look and say, did we got 200 likes yet? Y'all already got me that. Appreciate that. Let's address Snad. Just Snad. Chad Snyderverse super chat, and then we'll go to Mikey's article to close this out. Let the I'm just saying, I just have a feeling they want us to speculate a lot about this. Like the same feeling I got with the Aquaman scoop. I was like, man, like, why are they leaking this information to us? I think they want us talking this up on social media. There's going to be some interesting things, I think, with this Flash film. And, hey, no one's talking about Amber Heard no more, right? With Aquaman 2? They're just like, oh, you know, hey, Ben's in there. Hey, that's where I'm at. Much love, Chad. Yeah, Snad. I'm like, yo, that kills. Like, that wins the public opinion. Oh, Ben Affleck. So just comparable. Again, I'm not saying this is the story I'm going to have this weekend, but just comparably, if we hear that, oh, Cavill's definitely in Flash, wouldn't that change the paradigm of the Flash conversation? But I'll make it clear this weekend. Funny. I'll make it clear this weekend. We got Chad, Snad. How to fix Flash. Give Batfleck an extended role alongside Keaton. Yeah. It's like, I'm cool with Keaton there, but it's like, you know, got to stay in your lane, right? Announced Ray Fisher and Cavill returning to film. Don't market Ezra. So definitely number 3. I think I can guarantee number 3 is happening. I really believe Zaslav can get away with this, putting this film out, and the general audience be like, oh, this Flash kid in here. Whatever, okay. He did a good job, and they'll move on. Hardcores will have our own opinions about, you know, Ezra. But the general audience will be more concerned about Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck. You know, and basically you got, you know, first, you know, sort of half of the film, or at least, you know, close to 2/4, you know, or, you know, will be Ben Affleck. Well, one third will be Ben Affleck. The rest 2/3 will be Keaton. They carry the whole movie. I mean, you can. We'll see. Real talk. I think fandom will come after Black Adam introduce a new slate. Cavill, that would be dope, right? After you see Cavill and Black Adam, then drop DC fandom and just be like, yo, like, you know, Cavill's back, you know. We'll see. We shall see. But again, let that speculation keep running. I appreciate people, you know, just conversing about it on social media, because I think this is what DC wants. This is what WBD wants. They want some excitement about DC again, and not to be worried about scandals. I think they already solved it on Aquaman 2. Now they want to solve it for the Flash. What's going to make us more excited for the Flash film? Not worrying about what's Ezra Miller doing each week. You know, what's a element or two maybe. That wasn't a hint. I'm just saying, like, what could they do? All right, cool stuff, man. Let's get to Mikey's article before we close this out. He had a cool article about covering that previous article we just had there. So let me pull this up here. Of course, y'all should know we got newer people coming in here. My co-host Mikey Sutton, been a part of journalism for 30 plus years. He now has one of the top geek pop culture websites in the world, geekgossipmag.com. Cool stuff. David Zaslav stops DC Films reboot plans. You know, Mikey probably sprinkled something else in here. We'll see. See what we got. All right, let's go to the article. Zaslav extinguished plans for a DC Films reboot. Per Hollywood Reporter, Hamada developed a Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover movie. Insiders explained that Warner's Zaslav stopped it. So again, that's what they was trying to tease last year. Oh, we got a Crisis event coming. It's gonna be like Crisis of burgers coming in. That was gonna be a mess, but he's gonna have Our Man. He's gonna have everything in there. No reboot. April of last year, Mikey scooped. Crisis on Infinite Earth inspired project. It gave birth to a post-Snyderverse Justice League. Crisis League, y'all. I know, back to that bourbon. OGs know what we've been through. This was the real plan. Hamada's plans was said to include Crisis on Infinite Earths, adapted basically from the CW show, right? Last July, Mikey said WBD wants a reload and not reboot. So they killed that. They killed all that. Now, part of that Crisis event, and Mikey, correct me if I'm wrong, they wanted to somehow still bring in Patterson somehow in the same world. Even if Reeves didn't want to share, they just wanted to be like, well, in Patterson's world, you know, that Wonder Woman's still over there. It was going to be a mess, y'all. It was going to be a mess. THR refers to Crisis in the past tense. Insiders have told Mikey that the DCEU would do a Crisis event in the future, but it won't be on Infinite Earths. I'm talking about Final Crisis, Crisis Turkey. I'm talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League, Part 3. It won't erase the Snyderverse. Hamada is irked that Zasla's public statements about DC. They acknowledge that Hamada's pissed at Zasla's views of their quality control. We're going to focus on quality, Zaslav says. We're not going to release any film before it's ready. DC is something we can make better. Any super chats or stream elements sent? I'm going to attack those right after this article. Appreciate y'all patience. We'll make sure we touch on any of those questions or messages sent in. So, of course, this is familiar about the quality control. This past May, Mikey says Zaslav wasn't impressed with Hamada's work on DC films. I mean, it's pretty clear now, right? Like, this inside chatter is kind of adding up, ain't it? Mikey's been saying this. All of a sudden, Hamada got that tap on the shoulder. Yeah, Batgirl's dead. You're like, what? I'm head of DC. Not really. Yeah. Dead it. Shout out to Mikey for the plug where I had the Supergirl scoop. That's been shelved indefinitely. I said that before. Rolling Stones. Yes. Trolling. Stolen Stones. Tried to steal my scoop. Doesn't mean you're not going to see Sasha Kaya anymore. That's part of my same scoop. THR added development has slowed on Hamada's post-Flash projects. As a matter of fact, none of them have directors attached to it. That includes Black Superman. In other words, Flashpoint timeline isn't going. It's done. Flashpoint timeline is done. The execs that wanted it is done. Hamada still holds his title until Black Adam bursts on theaters in October. Circle October. On the contrary, Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi run DC films until they select a new head. If they even decide to. Maybe they'll figure this out. Hamada has no power. Zaslav didn't even consult him when canceling Batgirl. Rather, he simply dropped the axe on it. Zaslav prefers the Snyderverse timeline. I need a nickel every time somebody says that. Now, Snyderverse timeline. Patented that. DC fans should be excited where that path leads to. Interesting times that we're in, y'all. Any last minute comments or questions, throw it in the chat. I'm catching up with the super chats now or any stream elements. Messages sent in. Appreciate all support. And this weekend is going to be a very interesting weekend. I'll tell you, as far as here with YouTube, I'm aiming probably for either like a Saturday or a Sunday drop. We'll just kind of see how it lines up, what happens the rest of the week. So it's going to be a fun stream this weekend. I believe so. Says here, but Disgrace is making the Batgirl cancellation versus Flash a race thing. It'd be hard for people to forget about Ezra in comparison to Amber. Well, that's up to. I would say it's okay. And it's just an example. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. I'm not saying I'm announcing that this weekend. What I will say though, what if you hear, Cavill and Ray Fisher are in the Flash film? Will that take a little focus off Ezra a little bit? I'm just in theory. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I understand because Amber, no one's even worried about Amber Heard no more. Like they can even probably keep her seeing the film. The press is gonna be about Ben Affleck and be like, "Oh, that was Amber Heard, whatever." Just saying. Now, you may have some that want to boycott, and that yeah, you got that right. I understand. I'll ask you, what is it gonna take for you to forget the Ezra Miller drama? That's what everyone should be asking themselves. And that's where the speculation comes in, yo. Amber who? I'm there for Batfleck. Jovic, be here this weekend, bro. I know, like I said, whether it's a Saturday or a Sunday this week, normally how I drop, just any interesting information. I'm gonna start doing like the Twitter Spaces first, or let me see. No, I usually go to my TikTok first, then it goes to Instagram, and then that comes over to Twitter Spaces. I schedule my video, I do a video, but after Twitter, I'll probably do the Discord call. If it's a pretty interesting announcement, I'm gonna do the whole circuit of platforms. So either Saturday or Sunday, we'll just see how this week shakes out. So I can finally do that audio call in Discord. Finally, it's gonna come this weekend. The spaghetti timeline is deaded. Let's see. Any news on the Batfleck solo project? I think that's going to be set up with Aquaman 2. Will he be shafted from a full solo project? No. I think Ben is the DCEU Batman. That's why they brought him back for Aquaman 2. I think, it may be setting up something more too, but I think you're going to get the solo either announced or something before Aquaman 2 comes out. He's already in Aquaman 2, right? So let's see. We got Jovic. You just confirmed, right? No, I didn't confirm. I said I did. I said I was not confirmed. I said, what? Just in your mind, what is it going to take for you to be like, okay, I'm not too worried about the Ezra situation. It's going to die down, right? What's it going to take? Like that. This speculation time, and then this Saturday or Sunday, we'll have a concrete story to talk about. Oh man. Like everyone in the trailer saying you can save them. I think, I found it interesting in the Shazam, the teaser for Comic-Con, right? They showed the Flash, but they didn't show Ezra's face. Now, I was told, and this may have been reported on by other people too, but Zaslav looks at, obviously he wants the stars, in the film, right? But also, these DC characters are kind of like mantles, right? Like, not to throw away Ezra or anything like that, but just be like, you really don't have to show Ezra's face in marketing. Just show the Flash running, just like in the Shazam. Now, would it be a little corny they cutting away from his face in the trailer? Probably. Because you got to show Barry Allen eventually. The point is, they could market this without showing too much Ezra Miller. To just be like, let's just get this film out. Hopefully we hit about 800 million or plus. Let's see. Emilia Clarke should replace her. I mean, that's the rumor. Like Emilia Clarke, like I heard the whole Mira, whether it's a recast or not, it's like that's one of the heavily guarded secrets. This new regime is really good at keeping secrets. I'm telling you. That's why I feel whatever I say probably this weekend, it's probably like a planned drop. They're probably gonna leak something out next week. I feel such like a tool and all this. Like, so they know how to hide what they want to. So that's interesting. Yeah, Ezra needs a PR team. Shout out to Rhea in the chat. There we go again. Zack Snyder questions. Zack's not back to the team up. I don't know. That's all. I just know Zack is supposed to do the team up. I don't know what his shooting schedule is going to be 3 years from now. I don't know if he's going to drink coffee that morning. I don't know. The good thing, they kept his continuity. I think that's a good thing. Let's get to October. Let's not go to 2026 yet. Let's go to 2 months. Fisher is the big question, yes. When Ben does his project, I strongly believe he's going to do the Deathstroke. Yeah. And, unless, has the story changed that much? I don't know. I think we're going to get the Deathstroke. He was in the Snyder Cut. Deathstroke was. Like in 2028, will Zach do this? I don't know. Let's see. Are we caught up? Let me go to the end here. Oh, this is a good question. Will they rehab Billy Crudup? They already shot the scenes, with the replacement. I'll be honest, like, is that integral to the story? I know we want Billy Crudup in the film, right? But is that, is that really integral to the film? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I don't think they're going to redo footage just because of that. It's supposed to have been a scheduling thing too, so. What coffee Zach will be drinking 6 months from now on a Tuesday, or take the L, right? Brick by brick, y'all. We can't get too ahead of ourselves. Let's see. Yeah, right. Then he shows up on Aquaman 2. All right. Interesting stuff. Again, shout out to everyone of what's coming up with this channel. Any news that pops up this week, you'll see me pop up. Big story either Saturday or Sunday this week. I'm gonna do the whole media circuit of my own, or social media circuit. I'm gonna hit all my platforms because I think it's gonna be a very interesting story to share with y'all, and pertains to the Flash film. And is this them injecting some excitement into the film? Reminding, getting our mind off of Ezra Miller situation? I think so. I think it's possible. We'll talk about it this weekend. Stay tuned. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter. Follow me here. Everywhere, IG, TikTok, everything. Again, what's coming up? What's tomorrow? Thursday. So if something pops off Thursday or Friday, I'll be live again. And then either Saturday or Sunday, big string coming. Shout out to Extended, Double MJ, everybody that came in there in the chat. Much love to the new support, to Seal Nation. And I'm trying to gracefully bow out here. Let's see. Appreciate you, Sammy, David, Igor, Raya, what's up? Appreciate all y'all smashing like, but I have to ask for all those likes like I normally do. So much love to y'all. Big news this weekend. Keep that speculation going on social media. What's going to make the Flash film more exciting to you right now? Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all this weekend. People's Champ.
Sylabdul ink to speak true as he bring the news. Coffee talk, stay brew, kick back, get real comfortable. Here to stay, no on delay, make sure I be's informed. On the road, on the go, playing ball on that pavement floor. It's a lifestyle right now, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Guaranteed all week's going to always be on time. That's my word, y'all heard from Il Divino Vega's mouth. What's the words? Much more than what these networks talk about.